morning, Belen. I'm Marcelo Hernandez.
And I'm Alex Suarez, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, November 4th, 2017.
This Saturday, Belen opened its doors to over 200 potential future Wolverines. As many of you can remember, taking the exam was a bit nerve-wracking. Tico Sosa recounts his experience.
I remember waking up in the morning very nervous. I ate a good breakfast, got here. When I realized everybody was here in the same boat that I was, I knew I was going to be okay, and I sat down and I concentrated on my exam.
Thank you, Tico. On Friday, all of Miss Diana Fernandez's 6th grade students explored proportions and used indirect measurements to find the unknown measures in the central patio. Indirect measurements is a method of using proportions to find an unknown length or distance in similar figures. Two common ways to achieve indirect measurement involve using a microscope on the ground and using shadow lengths and finding object height.
The Senate passed a Republican tax reform bill early Saturday morning. The vote was mostly along party lines, with 51 in favor of the bill and 49 against it. Senator Bob Corker was the only Republican to vote against the bill. The Tennessee Republican said he was concerned about raising the deficit. The House of Representatives approved its own tax reform plan last month, and now the two chambers are expected to reconcile both bills during a conference. And former National Security Advisor to President Trump, Michael Flynn, pled guilty Friday to willfully and knowingly making false, fictitious, and fraudulent statements to the FBI in regards to conversations Flynn had with Russia's ambassador. Former Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, now cooperating with Special Counsel's Russia probe, Flynn pleading guilty to lying to the FBI about conversations he had with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak in December of 2016, one of them involving discussions of his U.S. sanctions on Russia. According to the court filings, Flynn called the Trump transition team at Mar-a-Lago on December 29th to discuss his conversation with Kislyak. Flynn asking that Russia not respond too harshly to increased sanctions from President Obama in retaliation for the country's meddling in the 2016 elections. Flynn also directed by a senior transition official to communicate with the Russian ambassador on an upcoming UN Security Council resolution. Sources familiar with the matter tell CNN that very senior official in court documents was President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The White House reacting, Trump's lawyer Ty Cobb saying nothing about the guilty plea or the charge implicates anyone other than Mr. Flynn. Not so says Congressman Adam Schiff, ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee from California.
Today acknowledges he told senior transition officials about this. Those people all became part of that White House. So it's not going to be that easy for the White House to simply say, nothing to see here.
In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
Military satellites, that's from the head of state, U.S. Strategic Command General John Hyten, who spoke in California on Saturday.
And others this morning, our adversaries have been watching us ever since the first Gulf War. They watched the enormous conventional power that we created that in many ways was enabled by space. And when you see that enormous capability, you have to decide, am I going to just ignore that huge advantage, or I'm going to try to do something about it? And so the Chinese and the Russians in particular, for the last 20 plus years, have been watching what we've been doing and developing capabilities, and they have not been secret about it. They've been building weapons, testing weapons, building weapons to operate from the Earth in space, jamming weapons, laser weapons, and they have not kept it secret. They're building those capabilities to challenge the United States of America, to challenge our allies, and to change the balance of power in the world. We cannot allow that to happen.
Hyten said one key space asset are the satellites warning the U.S. about incoming enemy missiles. The general, who spoke at the Reagan National Defense Forum, called for making U.S. satellites more defensible. iPhone users, don't be surprised if you see your iPhone rebooting itself over and over. That started happening this Saturday. Phones all over the world Saturday morning to software glitch. The bug is affecting phones that use apps with notification features such as workout or medical apps. Apple later released an update on its iOS 11 operation system. The update version is called iOS 11.2. If your iPhone is still acting up, Apple says you should go to the settings, turn off your notifications, and manually install the update.
Hey guys, here's your scoop for today. On December 1st, two members of the Belen Jesuit chess team competed in a tournament hosted by the 64 Squares Foundations at Divine Savior Academy in Doral. For the first time, junior Carlos Ariza achieved the perfect score, winning all 4 games to win the third-place trophy on tie breaks. Sophomore Miguel Lombardi also won 3 games. In addition to their performances in the smash hit, Moon over Buffalo this past weekend, members of the Belen's Troop 4666 competed on Saturday morning in Part 1 of the District 8 Thespian Individual Events Festival at the Miami Art Studio. Capturing the scores of excellent in duet acting were Beltran Ulloa and Peter Morales, as well as Anthony Abinader and Diego Navarro. Ranking superior in solo musical were Andres Larea, Peter Lopez, and Placido Valdez. Receiving a score of superior in ensemble acting were the ensembles of Diego Navarro, Anthony Abinader, Sion Becesar, and Placido Valdez, as well as the ensemble of Diego de la Vega, Matthew Johnson, Lucas de la Guardia, Daniel Oliva, Julian Ramos, and Jose Garcia Chidino. Christian Perez and Hayes Ludeking garnered a superior ranking in duet acting and captured the coveted Critics' Choice Award, and Part 2 will take place on December 16 at Miami Beach High School. Congratulations to the troupe and their sponsors, Pancho Paduro and Leo Williams. Here are the club meetings today. There will be a Senior International Thespian Society meeting at 3 p.m. in room I-108. The Future Doctors of America will meet at 3 p.m. in room S-111, and the Student Advisor Club will take place at 3 p.m. in room F-218. Now stay with us as we bring you weather and sports after these messages.
Good morning, Belen. It's looking like it's going to be a beautiful day outside today. It's a little cold, but we're expecting it to warm up as the sun comes out later in the day. Let's take a look at your forecast for today. We're looking at highs in the low 80s and lows in the low 70s, with relative humidity at 65% and precipitation at 10%. Let's take a look at your 3-day forecast. Across the week, it's going to be a little rainy as a cold front comes in. It's going to be highs across the low 80s and lows in the mid to high 60s. That's it for your weather today. Let's pass it on to sports.
What's up, guys? The varsity basketball team took on Sunset on Friday in their home opener. The Wolverines went on to lose the game by a score of 76-56. Last Friday night, the junior varsity basketball team defeated Sunset High School by a score of 62-36. The team was led by Christopher Klomick with 17 points, Jonathan Cosillo with 11 points, and Herman Suarez with 10 points. The Belen Jesuit Middle School gold team defeated University School by a score of 56-32 on Thursday. Leading scorers for the Wolverines were Gabriel Marrero and Adrian Delgado with 10 points apiece. The 6th grade soccer gold team plays at St. Agatha, and the blue team will host Epiphany. The Miami Hurricanes waited 13 years to get to the Atlantic Coast Conference Football Championship.
To crown the kings of the ACC and punch a ticket to the college football 100th victory.
Saturday at the Bank of America Stadium to win its 3rd consecutive ACC title by a score of 38-3. And reaffirm its national dominance with the release of the college football playoffs rankings this past Sunday. On the bright side, the Dolphins got a win yesterday afternoon against the Broncos. The Dolphins beat a bad Denver team on Sunday that has now lost 8 consecutive games. The Finns won by a score of 35-9, and Dolphins needed this one. This team had been reeling through 5 consecutive losses. It had lost confidence and it had failed to find an identity. Miami will face the Patriots next Monday. Dolphin great Jason Taylor received his Hall of Fame ring during the halftime of the Dolphins and Broncos game. The Pontiac Silverdome was scheduled for implosion Sunday morning, but things didn't exactly go as planned. Explosives placed on the steel beams around the stadium went off just after 8:30 a.m., but the structure didn't come down. An official remarked that they would have to let gravity finish the job. The 82,000-seat stadium was home to the Detroit Lions from 1975 to 2001 and to the Detroit Pistons from 1978 to 1988. A WWE attendance record was set there in 1987 and remained in place until last year. Finally, the Miami Heat took on the Warriors last night and got absolutely dominated in the second half. Steph Curry dropped 30 points and the Warriors went on to win by a score of 123-95. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Marcos. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for all your latest news and pictures. That's all for your news today. I'm Marcelo Hernandez.
And I'm Alex Suarez. From everyone here, have a wonderful day and stay golden, Wolverine.